3, 2, 1, and welcome back to Chasin the Racin.
And welcome back to the podcast brought to you by the amazing OMG Racing, Bennetts and JCT Truck and Trailer Hire. If I do say so myself, I'm getting better at that each time. But speaking of better, we cannot thank our sponsors for keeping this show on the road. And this individual sponsor is PCRS. We've had them on before. They are the Irish official All-in Sales and Service Centre. But they've used this episode to spread a message. And the best thing about them, they can do what they want with this platform, and this is a fantastic way of doing it. Their message is, as you already know, Anthony O'Carroll, number 97, was involved in an accident at the Southern 100. There is a fundraiser happening in Ballyduff in County Kerry Island. Kerry Island. I'm so sorry to our Irish listeners on that side of things if I got that wrong. And that event is happening on the weekend of September the 13th to the 15th. As a few of you may know, and you may not know, is he is still currently in hospital while we're recording this episode. He is in Liverpool and his parents are there with him since the incident. The funds for that event in County Kerry, I hope I got that right, but like I say, the funds raised from that event are going straight to the family to support them. The event is being organised by Kerry Motor Club, Ballyduff Vintage Club, No Hopers Motorcycle Club and Kerry Motorcycle Racers. Yet again, thank you so much for taking this opportunity to obviously support the podcast, but more importantly, spread a positive message. You know, we've got to look after each other, and you know, the guys at PCRS are doing that. So thank you so much, guys. And obviously, Anthony O'Carroll, keep up the great work getting yourself back on the men, mate. But please get yourself down to that event as quick as you can on the 13th to the 15th. So hopefully see you guys there. But for now, let's get in the episode and we'll catch you guys soon. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are joined by Josh Corner as my co-host, and you have the supreme honour, my man, and the better accent to do it, of introducing our guest for the evening.
Yeah, we're joined, thank you very much, we're joined by Eitan from the OnlyFans American Racing team. We're here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast. Thank you for giving us the time.
Same. Thank you, guys.
More importantly, did he do a good job of the name there?
Yeah.
Much better. Guys, I think that's the third, fourth time we've had to have a belt of that.
Good.
So
it's Eitan, yeah.
Eitan, love it. Absolutely love it. So I tell you what, I'm going to jump straight in, my man. Absolutely straight in with the questions. How the hell did you become a Moto2 team owner, principal, crew chief, main sponsor, everything? How did you end up in Moto2? It's a long story and we're ready for it.
It's a long, I don't know, let's call it by mistake. Not something that I planned, yeah.
But what first got...
I'm a big fan for years. Yeah, I live in Los Angeles, but I'm original from Israel, so, the racing culture is something new in Israel. We didn't grow up with racing in Israel when I was young, but MotoGP always was, something I followed for years, and I used to go to all the races when I moved to US, Europe, flying, being there, and like big fan.
Yeah.
And obviously the biggest one is Valentino, follow him, big. But in some point, I think in 2015 or 16, I just approached Lucio Cicchinello from LCR Honda. I saw him in the paddock, inside the paddock, and I asked him if he needs some sponsor, what can we do? I wanted to be some kind of part of the paddock, to be involved in some way. So, it was a very nice relationship between us, click immediately. I started work with them as a sponsor for 2 years. It was a great experience to be inside the paddock, inside the box, to understand the sport from the inside. And I think in 2017, we saw Joe Roberts in Austria. He came for wildcard. And my wife told me, hey, he signed for next year to ride, so maybe, approach him or support him or do something with him. He's American, he's from Los Angeles and stuff. So I called him. I actually contacted him through Facebook.
This is amazing.
Yeah. We met in Malibu and the Nobu. We sit for lunch, and I told him, hey, I want to help you. Let's do something. We start talking. I talk with his dad, and then I understand that he don't have any manager, somebody to work with him. I offer him something wild completely. I told him, hey, maybe let me help you, let me manage you, and maybe you can do something. I can bring sponsor, I can help you, I can do something. And again, the relationship went well. He trusted me, him and his dad. It was good. And then, we signed a contract as a manager with no experience, not too many years in the sport. Like, you know, I'm doing business in Los Angeles, you know, completely different business, but, you know, I have experience with negotiation, with business and money and stuff. I said, okay, let's do something. And we start working together in 2018. I used to run with him all the races, come to Europe, chase after him, try to take care of him as much as I can. And then in like mid-season, we start talking with other teams, you know, because back then he used to ride for RW, the Dutch team. We start talking with different teams for 2019 to get him a spot and everything. And then we end up signing a contract with the Swiss team, the team that used to ride with Tom Luthi back then, if you remember.
Yeah.
So we signed 2-year deals. Everything was smooth, perfect, good deal. Some point I think in October 18, the team owner approached me that if I can help him sponsor the team. He's stuck with no money, financial issue, and he don't know how he's gonna survive the next season. And I told him I'm not gonna do sponsorship, and then again I offer him, if you want some money, maybe I can join as a partner. He agreed. That was a surprise. You know, people don't want to give up, you know, something that they have for years. And so we start, you know, I flew to Japan. I talked to Donna and Irta just to get the blessing, and everybody signed off. It was good. I paid him what we agreed, and we agreed that I'm going to be a partner of the team. And then we secured Joe for this following season. Unfortunately, when we did the deal, he presented that we have some sponsor for 2019, and that we have secured at least some amount, big amount that can, you know, main sponsor, and everything is secure. And I tried to make it short. You know, the season finish in 18. We start, you know, winter preparation. I wasn't supposed to be too much involved in the management, more like, you know, sponsorship, financial. But then everything came up that understand that first of all, the debt that he told me wasn't the actually debt that we agree. And then the sponsor that he presented me was not existing. It's bullshit.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time. So we started, you know, in 2019, January, February, zero money, no sponsorship. And I already spent more than €500,000 just, you know, to be part. So I have two options, either to walk away, lose so much money, or just jump into the situation and try to save it. And
what budget were you looking for at this point?
The team budget was in 2.5 million to run the team. That's you know, today it's almost 3 million with everything. But yeah, so you know, again, like, but just jump in. You know, he obviously just leave me with the team with zero experience, zero knowledge on how to run a team or understand what's going on.
Did you keep many of the guys in the team, or
everybody stayed?
Okay.
I think except one. The team was very good in terms of the technical organization, set up really good. Most of them still working until now with me. But we start the season, you know, the first race with you know, no sponsor, no nothing. You know, we end up bringing the entire budget for this year. It was a super difficult season for us. But just, you know, that's how I become like the team owner, team manager. That's why I say mistake, because it's not something I was planning or no business plan or something organized for years. So it was just coming to this situation. Luckily, I have a good friend that, you know, in some point I asked him if he want to join me. He joined me, you know, as a small partner, and we become now he's my full partner, 50-50. And he jumped with me to this venture. You know, we fully committed, and that's how we start.
So I would like to go back just a fair bit. Like in Los Angeles, you just started off going, you're watching the telly, and you thought, I'm going to give this lad a hand, and then you just go and have a chat. I still can't believe you're doing this over Facebook as well. This is how incredible this story is. So what were you doing in Los Angeles at the time? So you've moved from Israel to America. So what was life like before the madness of motorcycles?
No, it's still, I'm still have the same business. You know, I'm building houses
right
in Los Angeles.
Are we talking
No.
Like
big.
Yeah.
big.
Not where we're from,
No.
Don.
I have a development company in Los Angeles. We're building in Hidden Hills. I don't know if you know this area. You know Calabasas? No.
Sorry, I'm not very well travelled. Sorry.
We've certainly heard of it, but
Everybody know Calabasas
Yeah.
and Hidden Hills from the Kardashians.
Yeah.
They live over
Don won't have seen the Kardashians.
No, I don't have a telly. It's times are hard, but no, but they're like obviously.
So we're building houses in Hidden Hills, where it's like Kardashians, Sylvester Stallone, Madonna, Nicki Minaj.
My giddy.
All those guys live there. It's like huge houses, big one.
Yeah.
So that's my day job, let's call it, when I'm not in racing.
So when you're not in racing, you're dealing with high-end celebrities.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Which is probably worse than the racing, I would imagine.
That was going to be my next question. What's harder to deal with, bike racers or high-end celebrities?
High celebrities just to pay the bills for the racing.
I like it.
Yeah.
But so how did you get into the? I want to go down your business route on this side of things. How did you get into that situation where you're building high-end celebrity houses in Los Angeles? What were you doing in Israel before you packed up, went, let's go do this?
No, in Israel I was in a restaurant business for years, but I'm in Los Angeles for 20 years, so I'm more, I think more like not American, but feel more like American at home for me and everything. And my kids grew up in America and then Israeli, but I start from zero, from nothing, start learning and start from zero, let's call it, or even minus when I came to US 2004, 20 years ago.
Not that long ago, not really, when you think about the progression that you've gone through. It's like that. So what restaurant? Sorry, I'm loving the backstory to it, from what you've gone through in such a short space of time in racing terms. There's normally a huge catalogue, like dad was a race or had a race team. You had nothing. So
just going wild with the bike as a kid, and then, just go into the canyon in Israel. Just, that half of the people that I know killed that because it's not safe, riding, the canyons, but nothing like from racing or background or something, nothing. We used to have only McDonald's chains, 7 locations in Israel.
Right.
Yeah. At some point I said enough food. It's too much. It's busy. It's it's demanding.
Yeah.
So we just moved to US, to Los Angeles, start from zero. And real estate in Los Angeles always walking always well. Slowly, but it's good.
So the motorcycle's born out of a pure. You obviously done very, very, very well from a business perspective, and then you've been able to channel that into the motorsport world and really born out of a big passion. Then
it's purely only passion.
That's actually really nice to
hear, isn't it? Laguna Seca every year. I used to go to all the races in Europe. I used to follow Valentino like a big fan, even wearing yellows all day long. Really, even my plate on the car was a VR46, whatever. My first company, big company, real estate that still have until now, it's called VR46 Property. So
Shut up, man.
Full blown. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question. You've obviously met Valentino.
Yes.
Yeah. So what?
It's
Let's talk about that.
In completely extreme side. From a big fan many years ago, in 2019, he invited me and Joe and Marcos Ramirez to do the
flat track
Campione in December. 3 days weekend in his branch, hosting by him and dinners and stuff. So it was from big fan to after 1 or 2 years become not friend, but at least talk to him, know him, be there and stuff. So
you just had to build a multi-million-pound race team.
Yeah.
Just to do.
So you obviously you got involved via sponsorship, really, which is a great story, really, especially at this level. We hear about that in domestic racing where sort of me and Dom race, and it's kind of mad to think about it on the world stage, but it's a cool story. And you've sponsored Lucio Cecchinello, and then you've sort of inadvertently ended up owning a race team through good intentions, and it ended up that way, I suppose. And you'd already sort of had Joe at this point, so what was your next move after that? So you had to fund that yourselves, but were you only running Joe at this point, or did you have a second rider then? Or
in 19 we had Iker Lecuona
right, okay,
and Joe, but back then we rode with the KTM,
right, okay,
chassis in Moto2. It was a difficult year for us. Iker did podium in Thailand, so it was only like, let's say, good success for the team, but it was difficult. But when he left, we brought Marcos Ramirez for 2020. But for me, it was kind of okay. I finished the season, difficult, so much money. Also to understand, it's not just to manage the people, manage the racing, not the actual racing, the technical, because the guy did a great job, but still, you have Spanish, Italian, French, the mentality and everything, try to put everything together and maintain it, plus running after, chasing after sponsorship if it's possible. Wasn't easy. But at the end of the year, I thought that I need some kind of support or some kind of help, and then I approached John Hopkins to come to help me, and I think that was for me like a big turning point, but it was a big support to come for 2020. We went with the Calex, we changed completely the bike, all the setup and everything. We changed the crew, we brought a good crew chief for Joe. John came to help me, and we saw immediately from the first race in Qatar, Joe did the pole position, so the jump was immediately like we're doing something really good. So that was, but still we struggled. 2020 it was COVID, if you remember.
Yes. So we had to start the season with sponsorship. Obviously, some of them pulled back, couldn't continue. So again, we had to fund the team second year. It wasn't again painful on the financial, but it was fun year, good year, with the good results. A lot of teams must have done the same. You forget about that with COVID, because us and in BSB element, and even on the road side that what I compete with, COVID just stopped a lot of businesses. It's interesting. How many people would have left the grid in Moto2 that year because of COVID?
What do you mean left the grid?
So financially couldn't do it because of sponsors. Or were they having to self-fund like yourselves?
I don't think we're probably seeing a lot of it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's amazing how many people.
I think maybe one team left or something, but I don't know. I don't think Dona helped a lot. It was the fact that we went home after Qatar in 3 months, obviously nobody raced, and then June we came back, June or July. And then they jump in and help finance to run everything because they understood it's gotta impossible. Happen, it was a huge help from Dona, from the championship. But I think for us, we enjoy it a lot. The travel was challenging. I think I was the only one that came from US back and forth, so everything was super challenged to fly back and forth, and the COVID and the testing and the quarantine, whatever you used to call it back then, we forgot about it. But it was difficult, but it was, it was only us, only the crew, no guests, no people from the outside, focusing only racing. And I think on the racing side, it was very successful because of that. It was no noise, we didn't have to deal with other stuff, even media. It was minimum media that's running over here, no interview, not too much. So just racing. So I think
possibly a bit of a blessing for you guys in the early stages of running the team, I suppose, to establish yourself within the Grand Prix paddock.
It was a good year. I think for us it was a good year. We did a good result. Joe did great. He finished 7th championship. So everything was built up really good. But that's the.
So having John Hopkins, it's a case of, because he was running. We've had Rory Skinner on the show. He's one of our natives, shall we say? You'd be hating me saying that because he is a very proud Scotsman. He's definitely not English on that side of things. So what was your decision process about bringing Rory into the team? Was that John's decision or yours, or how did that come about? Because you plucked him from BSB, didn't you? At that point?
He did, but he did a few wildcards with you guys, didn't he?
Correct. Yeah.
When John came in 2020 to help me with the team, I brought him to be my, I have a management company when I started with Joe, Apex Motorsport Management. So when John came, I offered him to join me as a partner. So he's a partner with me on this management company. We managed Joe. And then later on we signed up with Sean Dillon Kelly, and then in 2022 I think it's the rain.
It's rain. I know. Yeah, it's just getting stronger. They are cool off a little bit. They are.
Good, So in 22 we signed with Rory to manage him, as a management company. And then I had the option to do like wildcard, so I offered him. Of course, I was his manager, and at the team we built a bike for him, and then we offered him to come to here. He did this one and Austria.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Do wildcard. So it was okay. It was good. It's just to understand, where is he and everything. But we didn't back then any option to come to the team to ride for the team. Things in 2020 went a little bit south because we had Cameron Bubia supposed to continue with us for another season. He was already signed and everything, but last minute, I think in September, October, he decided that he cannot have it anymore. He finished with Europe, he want to go back home. I think his wife was pregnant, and it was like he wants to go back to be with the family.
Yes, yeah. Which is understandable.
It put us but it's put us in a difficult situation. In October, it's like there is no rider available.
Yeah.
So it was nobody really can come and jump into the situation. I wasn't sure that Rory is ready because the plan was to do maybe European Championship 1 year and then come to the championship. Obviously I was in manager and work with him. So I said, okay, let's do like let's try. Let's see. We knew it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know how difficult it's going to be.
Yes.
So we brought him. We had the deal. We came, but obviously it was super hard. It didn't work out, so we had to finish it.
Yeah.
I know the British fan didn't like it, and I think the information that brought up to the fans and stuff wasn't correct, but that we break the contract or something, but that wasn't the fact.
Right.
We have 2 years. We have 1 year with another 1 year option, with a very strict condition that he need to be in some position at the championship or even score points or be in like something in order for us to continue for the second.
Right.
And it was very, very, very far. Now, when you're running a team and everything starts to feel good and everything runs good, and the sponsor knocking on the door and say, hey, there is no result, we're leaving. You need to take decision, even though if you like the kid or maybe there is a potential, but you need some results. So we had to let him go, and that's it. So.
Is that how bad it, like, as far as like major sponsorship on that side of things, is that a constant battle for yourself, like trying to please them? If you've got a sponsor knocking on your door saying we're not getting results, we're buggering off, is that frequent? Is that happening all the time? At
the end of the day, sponsor wants exposure, and exposure you get when you're in the front. When you're fighting for 20 and down, nobody see you on the TV. Okay, so you're working very hard on social media, you're doing other activities, but still it's not enough. And sponsor wants, they want results, they want to be exposed, they want, media, they want interview, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
So you can carry 1 year, another year, you can excuse and stuff, but as much as they like also the riders and they can do some stuff with them and everything, at the end of the day, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And we saw the difference, now we fighting for championship in the front, podium and stuff. It's a different story. Everybody's happy, everybody's now, we private team, there is also some kind of limit how much we can finance,
of course,
team from our pocket, just to let him ride. Now, when we did for ourselves, when I start, I said, okay, we're bringing American into the championship, and then at some point we start saying, okay, we're going to bring also British, but the main point was we're not going to charge any riding fee for rookie to come to ride.
Right.
So Sean Dylan Kelly didn't pay anything, Rory didn't pay anything to ride, and this is very, very rare. It's not happening.
No.
Any rookie that come to ride, unless he finish Moto3 World Championship in the top 3, that come to Moto2 need to pay.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what are other teams charging to step up into that position?
The rookie need to pay between $200 to $350 a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So we come and say, okay, we're not going to do it. We want to give a chance to rookies, American, and then British. But then it's actually money that you put from your own pocket and stuff, and there is no result. So at some point you say, okay, we're here not just to come and be and just to feel good, but we want the results. The mentality, especially the place I'm coming from, are super competitive. We want to succeed. We don't come for bullshit. We want to be, the best of the best. So we took the decision, and that's why we, did the changes.
And where does do you still manage Rory now? Is he still part of the...
he left. It was bitter. He was upset on me. We left John outside of my decision to let him go as a team manager. John don't take this decision, so and left him in a good relationship. John is still managing him,
looking after him, but not part of your joint business.
No,
not part of Apex.
Separate. I decided that I don't want it. I don't need it. We cannot force. If the rider don't happy with something or don't happy with me, it's fine. I gave him the chance. The management gave him the chance to come to ride Moto2. I think we gave him all the package, bikes, parts, coaching, everything, to be successful. And maybe he needed more time for sure. We offered him to go to open for him another team in the European Championship, to do downgrade European Championship 1 year, 2 years, and can come back. He didn't want to do it. I don't know. Ego was upset. I think it was a big mistake, because when you're here in the paddock in this championship, you need to stay here if you want to succeed. Okay?
Yeah,
it's okay. Augusto Fernandez was riding here, and then he went to European Championship, won the championship, came back and won the championship over here in the World Championship. So it wasn't like a bad way to go. It just to get more experience, less money, less pressure, more time on the track, because in the end of the day, we don't have too much time. They have 40 minutes and 40 minutes and then 30 minutes on Saturday, and then, a qualification. So you come into a new track, you don't have any time to learn them, to test. It's not enough. You need the time.
You have to look at Jake. I mean, Jake's been here a good few years before he got anywhere near a podium or points, even for that matter. It took a good few years. So
it's tough. It's a difficult category for everybody, especially. So if you come in as a rookie, first time over here, you need the time.
Yeah.
But to have the time here on the World Championship, on the stress, the media, sponsorship, and everything,
it's a lot.
So we offer him. Obviously, he didn't want. So.
And what was the situation? So you started your Moto2 career with Joe and Marcus Ramirez. I can't actually remember now. Has Marcus stayed with you the whole time? Or did he?
No, he
so both riders went off to do other things and come back to you guys?
Joe left in end of 2020 to Ultratrans. He rode with them 3 years. Marco stayed with us another year for 21. He did with Cameron, Rubia. And then he went a year and a half to do with Forward. So last year when we had some issue with Sean, the injury and stuff, he was off. So we brought... Marcos took a brave decision to come and do with us 3 races with no commitment to continue the season, and he did really good. And then everything we decided last minute to change with Sean, so he stepped down, and Marcos finished the season instead of him. Obviously did the podium and finished 5th, so it was a good decision for him. And for us it was also good to show that we managed to take a rider that was in no place with a different team, bring it with us, and then he did immediately jump.
Give him the job, yeah.
So this is the second time that both of them, Joe and Marcos, are the teammates.
Yeah. And was Joe still part of your management company even when he was at Italtrans? Or?
No. When in 2020, it was it was a little bit crisis during the year, but when he decided to leave, not to continue with us, because we also did management and stuff. But I think the biggest fallout between us, like John, me, and Joe. You probably guys know that at the end of the year we managed to get him a deal to ride for Aprilia.
Okay, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. The last race in Portugal, Aprilia didn't have any rider for the following year, for 21. So we managed to talk with Aprilia, and we managed quickly in a day to having a contract for him to ride for 2 years.
In a day?
Yeah.
In 1 day you sorted that?
Yeah. It was the last race of the season, COVID.
Opportunity, yeah.
I contact Massimo Rivola, we talk, and then, we pushed a lot, and then he talked with his management, and then we agreed that Joe joined him. And he didn't took it, man. It was painful to see it, because it was from good season with us. Unfortunately, he decided to leave to a different team, but still we kept taking care of him and managing him and try to for his interest, and then brought him this deal, and then he decided that he don't want to do it. He want to go try another year in Moto2, win the championship. For us, for John and me, it was like really frustrating feeling. We left Portimao the last race, so upset, so disappointed, because we have it. I still have on my desk until now on the corner, just for the memory, so I'll not forget it, his contract with Aprilia. Because it was start from zero, difficult season 19, good result in 20, and then bring him as American to ride for MotoGP. It was like a dream
path
to do it. And then he decided not to do it again. For his own reason, he wanted to continue, try to win championship, but it didn't work out. So I think since then, we decided that, we cannot work together. We need to separate.
Yeah. Do you think there's a bit of a conflict when you're running the team and trying to manage riders? It can, obviously, there's a bit of crossover sometimes, isn't it? Do you think it's...
Are you the only person in the paddock doing that? Running a team as well as managing riders?
Frankie Carcetti was Jake's manager, and he was the crew chief for...
All right.
No,
for the team,
but not for Moto2. He was crew chief in
MotoGP, so not in the same race, yes. So
no,
I think we're the only one that on the team, but also managing rider. But look at it this way: because I manage Sean Dylan Kelly, because we manage Rory Skinner, both of them got the opportunity to come to ride for a team. Okay, so the management company pushed. Obviously, it's like I'm holding both of them, but gave them the opportunity to come and ride. Because if not,
where would they go?
They need to go. Where they go? They need to pay. So who's gonna sponsor them? It's not easy. So yes, there is a conflict, but in the end of the day, it's also the benefit for those riders that we manage, that we give them the option to come to ride. Today, I tried not to be too much involved in the management. Of course, the experience with Sean and Rory wasn't good for me. We end up with not too much appreciation from the riders, even though everything we did for them. So I decided to back up a little bit from this one. There is some few young riders, American, that I'm not managing, but watch them. I'm talking with the parents, and in some point we can jump in and just build them up, because we want to bring new American blood into the championship, but not like super active as a manager. There is a conflict if both sides don't understand the position of what we need to do, but if there is, I think, appreciation and understanding, I think it's possible not to have it. And most of the stuff, what I did last year with Rory, I tried John to let most of the management on daily basis to handle, so I don't need to be involved. And I did like the team stuff, so try to separate it. But for sure, there is in some point.
It's difficult,
It's difficult, but on the other side, it gives chance to those guys to come to ride.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You must not sleep. So you've got a business back at home. You're running this, the management element of it.
You want to see my watch?
I don't dare. I don't dare when I have a look at that.
I'll show you.
Go on then. Actually, go on.
He's gonna
for the crack.
He's gonna tell we get a full 8 hours here.
Yeah. That's it. But like between, I'm actually looking forward to seeing this.
That's the average.
Dinner with a car. Jesus.
5 hours a night. That's it. That's the.
I don't bloody blame you with the amount that's on your plate.
But I love it, man. It's fun.
You've got to be the thing is, you're taking on board the fact that arguably, you see, our race bikes, Josh race bikes, we just see you just want to be on the bike element. You're dealing with the politics all the time. How does that not grind you down? It must just get so heavy.
I think it's challenging. It's not like grind me, but it's like going gym for the brain. It's like for me, I like the challenge. It's something that I'm start from zero. I didn't know too much.
Yeah.
It's and work with people that most of them much more smarter than me, than on the technical side, the bikes and stuff, and just to learn and understand the paddock. Man, it took me a while to get some few slap on my face to understand the people, the environment, how it business running over here. It's not like a regular life outside. It's different completely. But I love it. It's I don't see myself today going to like just building houses and living like the good life.
Do you think? No. Do you think that because it's not your main business, I suppose it probably is now in lots of ways. It probably takes up more of your time than your property business. But do you think that's allowed you to? I'll use the word ruthless, but I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean that sometimes you need to be a bit like that, and also if it's born out of such a passion, sometimes you can. What you said about Rory makes a lot of sense, right? You have to make a decision at the end of the day for the good of the management company and the team, and you understand that somewhere down the line someone's going to be upset. Do you think that because running a race team was never really the goal, actually, by the sounds of it, it wasn't really the goal, you just wanted to be involved, and now all of a sudden here you are. Do you think that has allowed you to be a little bit more ruthless and structure things that way, to be like, okay, actually that's what I want and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to compromise on that? And
it took me time to realize or get understanding what we need to do or what I need to do better in the team. Obviously I did many mistakes during the years. It's not like something, but we looking at my business partner Avner and me, we looking like we are long runner. We didn't come here to do a few years, enjoy and just walk on. So we try to do something with, obviously with the riders, the rookies not working. We changed a little bit the direction that we want to get only experienced rider. We want to get results. We don't compromise today on the results and stuff. But we also trying to bring like a lot of, let's say, ethics or other stuff outside of the paddock in terms of technology. We seeking all day long to get some new stuff that we can get on the walk space that not most of the people or most of the teams on Moto2 doing it over here. From last year, AI technology, some other technology we're working with, not with Pirelli, but with the tires, that we got some Italian company that work with Formula 1. We're spending a lot of money on the technical side just to get like the extra things that we can get in the rules and the guideline that we as a Moto2 team, because there's not too much we can do. But I think the challenge to be here and be super competitive, I don't know, for me, my personality and stuff, it's like only bring me, joy and motivation, more energy. And
so your business partner now that's involved in the team, what's his past? As far as
past and present, he's
past and present.
Yeah. He's from Israel. He is.
Oh right.
Yeah. He's from Israel. He lives in Israel. He didn't move to US. He owns the biggest automotive company in Israel with 6,000 employees.
So the pair of you don't like sleep then?
No. It's a huge. He's the president. He's not like super active at the company, but it's a huge corporation. One of the biggest in Israel. But also for him, it's like the team is number one. We're spending a lot of time on the team. He's coming to all the races. That's it's something that you cannot exchange it with business or whatever good business you're doing or how much money you're making. You cannot exchange it with what we don't have here. It's completely different, believe me.
So I must ask, so was it you or your business partner that came up with the great idea of OnlyFans? Which one of you had an account, right, and thought, I'm spending an awful lot of money on these lot. How do we get them on our bike?
No, this is a funny story. Somebody called me, somebody I know from Los Angeles. I know him through, Matthew Stafford, the Rams.
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Rams quarterback.
Yep.
So he's a good friend of him, and I know Matthew, so he contacted me if I want to have sponsorship with OnlyFans. Honestly, I didn't know what is it. I'm too old for that.
Bollocks.
No.
This is a spin of yarn.
He did a quick Google search and realised that
I was all in a
Take my phone.
That's why he's only getting 6 hours sleep. He's up for several.
And again, he came to the office. He came and we tried to make a deal. I check it out. Yeah, we wasn't 100% sure that we want to do the deal. At the beginning, it was supposed to be a very small deal, but we thought that the risk of not the damage, but the image, how it's going to look, and everything that can affect the team to do it or not to do it. So it almost fell down, and it was in January last year, like after let's say we start the season somehow, preparation, everything. So and then I asked him, can you bring them to the office in Los Angeles so I can meet them, we can talk and see if I can make it like a bigger deal. So he brought the guy that in charge in OnlyFans, in number 3 at the company, to the office. He opened the door and then the music was there. It was some Israeli music, and then the guy started talking Hebrew. And then he's Israeli guy.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, this guy, the guy that charged.
There's you nudging your business partner going, we've got this.
No, and then that's it. The click is, between us, Israeli.
Bit of rapport and
bonding and stuff. And then we start talking, let's say, do big deals. And, he gave me the confidence that, it's not something hurt. And the way they're going to invest so much money in the sport, in athletes, in art, in all artists and stuff, so it's going to a different direction. So we decided to go. I said, fuck, I don't care. I'm going. Let's do it.
Damn right.
Obviously, we got official approval from Donna to make sure there's no issue. I don't want to do anything like.
There wasn't any issue then. There was
no. They were cool perfectly with that, and then we came to the first test with the bike with OnlyFans, and then all the media went wild last year.
That's advertising in itself, though, isn't it? It's fantastic.
No, and it's really great. We continued this year, and then we signed for another 2 years with them, even bigger.
Is the even bigger a sign of maybe moving to a Premier class, or is there a desire to do that? Is there a desire to move into the Premier class at any point?
We have desire. We had the chance a year and a half ago that we skip it. The structure wasn't perfectly with one of the teams that's not existing anymore. And I don't know, people told me that they saw it on the Twitter that, to talk about. I tried the last few weeks to chase few options to go either to buy one of the team for next year or to do something bigger, because we have big entertainment agency from US, one of the biggest in the world, contact us, and we're talking. I know them, and we decided to do something together, and they want me to chase spot in MotoGP. So we try very, very hard. I offer very good money for some of the good teams, but nobody want to sell now.
If you're going to pick a manufacturer, which one are you going to go with?
It's difficult. I love Ducati, obviously on a personal level. I know Ducati is good, but I know Yamaha will bounce back for sure. And
that's a very confident answer.
No, they're not going to stay in the back. Also Honda. But we had some few thinking and talking here in the paddock, and I try all direction, but it's difficult. There is one spot, but they're not gonna let it to a private team. They're gonna keep it to some factory team will come at some point.
So you briefly discussed budget about it was 2.4, but now you're looking for 3 million to run for one season. Mm-hmm. To run at MotoGP, because you've obviously ran the numbers, you're not a daft lad. Are we talking double, triple, similar? Budget?
4 times, I think.
I'm not shocked at that actually, because I just
I think it's about 12, but then you're getting some money back from Donna, participation. But you still minimum need between 7 to 8 to run proper project. Obviously when you have MotoGP team, you need hospitality big enough. Our plan was to have a little bit more than just hospitality, to have with this agency from US, to have more experience. I don't know if probably in the summer that there is a beach club that doing in south of France or in Italy, that a big party when there's a weekend. So something like this with this. We have a relationship with few hospitality group, big one in US, so they can easily bring high level people, big money, but create event when you're doing race weekend, because the experience over here it's amazing. And I think the potential is not there. People still in 20 years back, guests coming, sponsor coming, they eat lunch, dinner, they're going home, and that's it. But if you take what we have and bring guests and create a everyday a semi party and do high level and create the environment, so you can bring, it's a big money, you can bring a lot of people with money to spend, big sponsor.
Could you see MotoGP going a bit more in that direction with the sorry, I'm
going to kill him. How many times he's done this show loads of times and he still talks fucking over here somewhere. I'm like, Jesus, sorry.
Could you see it being a bit more like F1? Do you think at some point? Because then since Liberty Media is acquisition of Formula One, really. I worked there for a small period when they first acquired them in the marketing team, and there was just a heavy focus on it being an entertainment business as opposed to a sport. We stopped talking about it as a sport. There was an area with Ross Brawn and his team that really focused on the sporting element of it, which was great. There was a lot of effort with sort of Netflix and all the stuff into the entertainment of it. It brought so many new fans to the sport. Could you see that happening with MotoGP? And then
I think Liberty. This is the plan. This is what they want to do. Because I told you the potential is here, but I think they don't take it to the next level. And Liberty is an American company. Everything in the sport in US, it's like it's a big deal. It's a entertainment. It's a big party. Let's call it.
And they're very good at it as well. They do a very good job.
Absolutely,
very good at it.
And they have everything they need over here. Just change a little bit, the way to approach it. If you look now in Formula One, if you look at every race weekend in Miami, if you're going to Vegas, people don't come even to watch the race. They're watching few laps and they go in the party and everything around it. It's big. So I don't think it's going to be the same. It's on the same scale, but you can do many stuff. And this is what our vision was, to create like MotoGP team, but then try to find a formula that we can create like a big event, bring people to enjoy not just the race, but also the environment.
Just lift the bar on that.
And if it gets raised in MotoGP, it echoes in other classes. When you think about, the hierarchy is simple, isn't it? It's MotoGP, World Superbikes, BSB, when it goes down that road. So if we just get the ball rolling, at the Premier class, being at the MotoGP, if we're getting started now, it should go down the route on that. I tell you, I must go back to a little bit more of a budget guy. I love the budget questions. I'm a big fan of the budget questions. So we're going to round that figure off just for one season, 10 million, which is amazing. I'm saying that out loud. You pick your Jakai. You can't buy a team. You must have ran the numbers to actually go, I'm going to buy a bike, build a bike, do it, because you have to obviously.
You can't. That's the problem.
I know you can't, but money talks, Josh. But I'm talking set up, infrastructure, everything for you to build your dream team. How much?
I don't know how much.
Come on, you do.
No,
Tens of millions.
Oh,
I don't think so. No, we were ready to pay big money to existing team just to take over. Big money.
Because it's the grid slot you're buying, isn't it? Really,
yeah, big money, and we backed up for the money. It wasn't the problem. It's just to find the people that want to sell, but it didn't work out. So
and the additional cost in the GP team to Moto2, as I'm sure lots of our listeners probably would be interested in this. Is it more to do with the equipment? Because I suppose Moto2, everyone's kind of on a level in terms of machinery.
I don't think it's the machinery and stuff, because again, you're getting from Dona some kind of the money that going through the bikes, the parts and stuff. But I think especially today, most of the budget going for employee, travel expenses, all the admin around it. I don't know for sure. Travel expenses.
Just the logistics of it in general
become almost sometimes double than 3 years ago. And when you have 35, 40 people to fly all over the world, it's expensive. So I think this is most of the money going to all the admins and obviously the salary for riders. So
and what is your current staff at the moment? So for your Moto2 team, and by the way, you guys are he's up third in the World Championship, right? Third and 14th, is that right?
14.
Yeah. How many staff on a race weekend do you have at a Grand Prix?
We have, with the riders, we have 17.
Jesus.
Money now. It's a lot.
It's not just a small business, is it? Really, it's just it's a.
Two riders, 2 co-chiefs, 2 data guys. We have 8 mechanics, tire guys, and then we have somebody that handling the parts. We have somebody. She's handling all the social media, PR, let's call it media manager. And we have a human performance manager. She's working with the riders.
Oh, that's
Jen.
Yeah, Jen. Yeah, Jennifer. She used to work for Motorapido.
Yeah.
Second year for her with us, but she's good, man. She's like amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. She's really good. She's still there, and obviously John, running with us everywhere, and so it's a big crew.
17 staff.
Yeah, but
I struggle to find red diesel to put in my van to go racing. Never mind 17 staff to look after.
Yeah.
Jesus, wet.
No, but it's good. It's nice. We try also to handle the team and the stuff like as a small family. We are we're looking at it differently. It's not a business for us. We don't try to make money or something. We want to get success, and we believe that we need to create an environment. That it need to come from the floor. Let's call it from the crew all the way to the rider. It's not just the rider.
Is there any rule changes in Moto2 for next year? Because we were briefly discussing about the lowering the capacity in MotoGP. Now, did we get a figure for that, Josh?
Well,
was it capacity? No, we didn't.
Sorry, Elsa.
Do you know the capacity? They're going to lower the capacity in Moto1, aren't they?
26. Not next year, 2026.
Yeah,
2026.
So they'll just come. Yeah,
they're
it sounds
changing
like
the
it's
engine
going to come
and
back.
changing something with the fuel, but
Would that, you see, like we've already discussed, it's not as simple as just building a team. You need that spot. You need someone to sell it at the right time. Would that potentially be a good time?
Maybe
for that change.
Well, how we said, we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
1 year and a half, we have the opportunity to jump into existing team. Nobody knew a few months before that this team is for sale, or it was a great condition, but something changed. So
you might end up sponsoring a MotoGP team before you know what you've accidentally bought it.
No, I'm not sponsoring anything. Enough. But we here, we're available. We let's say on the fence, waiting for somebody to if it's gonna happen, it's happened. This is for us the next step, let's call it.
Yeah.
But first, right now, we're focusing really of try to win this championship. It's the first season for us since we started that we're really at the top with the two riders. Joe doing amazing job. Marcos doing great job. Some races we miss with him, but we still, both of them have potential to be top 5 every race. And this is for us the goal, to be always at the top and try to bring Joe to the championship, to win the championship, but also as a team, because two riders doing a good point, can win the championship. Yeah. We did some changes this year on the way we walk in, the way the environment inside the garage. We try to, as I told you, create kind of a family kind of atmosphere, but very structured, but very comfortable. And communication wise, I did some mentoring during the winter before we start the season with somebody that helped me a lot, just to change the way I'm walking with the guys or walking with the riders and approach them. And I think it's helped a lot for me for sure, and also to the team to be less stressful. Let the riders feel always that the condition in the team are perfectly. Even sometimes there's always stress and stuff, but we try to manage it. So I think we did the good changes this season.
We follow your social media quite a lot, and you've done an excellent job.
Can you not hear that difference?
Yeah, I can.
See, this professional here hasn't. But look at that, beautiful straight down that line.
It's
you
hot in
can't, can you? Sorry.
Yeah, so you've got a bit of a series going on social media, haven't you, with all the videos? And I watched the one from Austin. It was really insightful. It's actually one of the closest ones you'll get to. Actually, you get to see a lot about the riders. And I think Joe had a crash in a session, and you were sort of expressing how nice it was to see the guys working flat out to get a bike out, and then for Joe to go out and do a job. And also Marcus was very close as well, and you could just see the atmosphere in the team was really nice, and everyone's kind of working towards the same goal. And if that's a byproduct of the stuff you've done over the winter, then I would say it's working by the looks of it.
I'll tell you, a good friend of mine is the coach, the head coach of the Rams, Sean McVay. He's I think he considered one of the top, if not the top coach in the US. And he's coaching in team with 54, players. Most of them making much more money than he's doing.
Big egos, big talent.
I think 24 or 28 coaches, a huge operation. And you see the way he's managing, the way he's performing. It was amazing. So I'm watching a lot of games. I'm going to the games. I'm pretty close to him, and we talk a lot. And for me, it was I need to understand what he's doing or how we approach, because to talk with the players that making a 25 million a year salary, that is he's already 10 years in NFL and stuff, you need to create some kind of relationship and respect, because if not, he wasn't like NFL players. It was like only college and stuff. So very successful. He won the Super Bowl and everything. But still, there is always kind of how you manage it. So I told him, man, help me. I need some time with you just to understand how's what you're doing with them, how it's working. Give me some time to understand some stuff outside of the box, because I think most of the people here working for years, same style, same method, same walking, same approach, same everything. Let's try to find something outside of the box completely. Maybe it's work, maybe it's not. I never know. But
No, I think that's a really interesting concept, because it's the fact that like you get rider perform like Jen, who's on your team, the mindset for the rider, but that is massively.
No,
that's a brilliant idea. The fact of like the man management element alone is a massive crucial part of it. I think a lot of people could take a page out of that book.
No, it was a big change, especially for me, just to see, okay, because there's always like a tension and crisis and issues and stuff, and just to find a way to manage it, always to create like the base, because the rider, when he's coming to the box, you can feel immediately that if the crew chief, the data, mechanics, happy, not happy, what's going on, the environment, and it's affecting 100%. There's no. So this is one thing, to make sure that the flow, I call it the flow, the people that working on inside the box are very stable. We're doing every Thursday. I call it the Sean McVay pep talk, because he's very, very famous. I don't know if you saw him on YouTube. He's talking with the team on the dressing room, like very motivating and stuff. So we're doing it every Thursday. Talk about what we had last week or the last race, and then what we need to do and how to keep motivated and positive. Especially now, we had 2 races that Joe was injured in Assen. Germany bounced back really good, but still try to keep him motivated. Don't talk to him about MotoGP deal, not coming deal. Not try to make his mind really clean and cool, but also to show the riders that we, us, everybody in the floor, like it's a family. Give them everything they need. So this is one thing. And second, that was the athlete way, how to talk with the riders, how to approach them. Not to put too much pressure, try to, obviously want results and stuff, but try to monitor how to do it. But also to let them understand that I believe in them. There is a reason I brought Marcos back, and there is a reason I brought Joe back. Last year I called them and say, come to join us again, because I believe both of them can do a great job. They need always to understand that I brought them because I believe in them. They can do the job always. It's not like, and sometimes it's not working, sometimes there's not a good result, sometimes they're crashing. It's fine, it's part of the game. Try to keep it always that, they believe, they trust, we're here for them, whatever they need. I feel that it's doing good. I feel for myself that I managed to change a bit the way we walk in, the flow and everything. So if it's work, it works. It cannot harm. That's the thing. I know definitely. Football, it's a completely different sport. It's a team sport, but in the end of the day, it's athlete. They think the same. Everything is mental over there. So
it is a team sport, though, really, isn't it? Because the guys can't ride the bikes without the mechanics,
exactly.
and the mechanics can't be there without the teams, and the riders can't be there without the teams. So it is a team sport. Right. You might be alone when you put the crash helmet on, but it doesn't happen with one person, does it? So it's really interesting to hear that. I like to hear the cross sport and where you can.
Yeah. So it's good.
So I know we briefly talked about MotoGP and obviously those opportunities, but what is your personal end goal in all this?
Me?
Yeah, MotoGP world champion. What is your?
I think the first goal was always to have American with the team as American team as a world champion. That was the first goal.
Then it evolved rapidly.
That's why we start, and that's why we wanted to bring American into the championship, and obviously to bring Joe back to ride for us this year was like try to bring him back.
Let's do this, yeah.
Let's do it. And Mugello, for example, to see him on the podium, first position, the national anthems, everything, it was exciting. So this is for us the goal, to win the championship. Second goal, obviously, go if we can MotoGP. I told you we keep it always as open, but
then your personal goal, because then you win this championship with an American, get a MotoGP, you win that championship. Will you just go, that's it, I'm off to Beverly Hills again?
No, because then you'll want the second or a first or
that's it. You know what I mean? It's a drug for everyone, isn't it? sport. It's a drug.
It's actually really nice to hear some of a lot of what you're saying is kind of stuff that I guess people in motorcycle racing at lower levels experience, but you sort of look at it from the outside and think, oh, it's MotoGP, like there must be more than that. But it's just on a bigger scale, isn't it? You know, like the logistics of getting people to the track and the issue of, is a sponsor going to pay this week?
I don't see anything something bigger than what I can do. I can do anything.
Yeah.
So that's the approach I'm living. You know, I can do anything I want. Not that I can do, but I can achieve. If not, it's going to take me time or something. But when you think big, you know, you can achieve big. If not, so it's not going to happen. So let's call it, if take me 6-7 years back, you know, I wouldn't think. If you tell me, your dream was to be team manager or team owner, I said, no, it wasn't even my dream.
No.
But when opportunity came, you know,
it made sense. Yeah.
We just need to jump on it.
Yeah. I'm not being rude. I'm just we've got like a Patreon list, and they've got some fantastic questions here. So, but I
actually answered quite a few of them. I was looking at them a second ago.
We end up rolling through them naturally, but the fact that you started off just on Facebook, you know what I mean. Obviously, you're a sports fan. And that's where the passion came from. But the fact that your Facebook messenger just went, I'd like to help you out. And it's incredible. If you had your time again, would you be here right now? Obviously not in the studio to waste it. No, I'm joking. But would you do owning a race team again?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Right?
Yes. I'm telling you, if I don't see myself not doing it, let's say I go back and do just, build houses. And listen, my life in Los Angeles, I was super comfortable. I don't need to work too much.
Yeah.
We're doing we're one of the, not the biggest, but the special developers in Hidden Hills. Really comfortable, my life over there. And the team, it's a lot of stress and travel and stuff, but
you like it.
That's the
gym.
That's the life. I'm telling you, it keep you young, it keep you smart, it keep you always, your mind is developing, because always issue, always something happen, always you're fighting. And the excitement over here that you have and the ups and downs is like, man, you cannot achieve it in no place other than the sport, obviously. So it's fun.
I respect that. I love that. That is
brilliant.
That is fantastic.
I don't know. Money is good. It's fun. It's good that you have it. It's good life, but it's not my purpose in life to have much more money, or just what
want to keep doing what you're doing.
Right now, what I'm doing here, this is my goal. Yeah,
love it.
Before we sort of round off, I'd love to get your view. You've talked a lot about changes you've done in the team and stuff like that. We're obviously here at the British Grand Prix. British Grand Prix is a big event in the calendar. How are you? It's Thursday now. Obviously, we've had the Day of Champions and stuff. You'll be on track tomorrow. How do you go about? What does your weekend look like now in terms of preparation for the team? Is it like a meeting in the morning, get everyone together and start mapping out your weekend, or is that something that's done before you get to the racetrack? Or
Wednesday, the boys come and they build the bikes again. Because
from the week, yeah, of course, yeah.
They start from zero. They put everything apart and just build the bike again. Thursday they're finishing. We're doing meeting with the rider, meeting with the crew, make a plan, a tire plans and all the session, because again we don't have too much time, so we try every minute to calculate what we can or we cannot do. But that's it. Now we finish on Thursday. We're going back tomorrow. It's like the real deal. So. Again, session in the morning, meeting between, talk about the session, what's the plan for the next session, another session. So, and then the weekend rolling. It's nothing too much we can do in between, just to make sure the rider is in focus.
Yeah.
Everything in plan in terms of the setup, tires and stuff. And yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. That's great.
Sorry, I'm just we're just going through these questions. So Michael Harrison, fantastic. Tony Rolls, Jason, and we've got ties. But Dean Webster, I'm kind of picking away your question here a little bit, but it's fantastic. And it's a case of simply, does money outweigh talent and potential in a rider selection process?
What is it?
Does it?
You've kind of answered this question for us already, but I guess what we see a lot of, certainly in domestic championship, is actually the money can talk, and I'm sure it's the same in Grand Prix, right? You sort of alluded to it before. Unless you win the Moto3 World Championship, you can buy your way into a ride essentially if you've got enough. And Dean's question is the money more important than the talent, or does the talent will it always come through?
For us, the money is not important. It's the talent. And as I told you, also when we brought rookies, we didn't look for money or some sponsorship, just to get the results. So money is not what we're looking from rider, just in talent and obviously results. So
Do a lot of your competitors, other teams in the paddock, share that mindset?
no,
No. It's just it's refreshing to hear that. It's the fact that
no, I don't think so.
Where do you look for? Where's your feeder class? Or where are you looking at? I'm assuming in Moto America because you want to bring Americans into the championship, but would you be looking in European Championship?
Moto America, I think nobody can come now from Moto America straight to Moto2. It's
Too big of a jump.
It's a big jump. We try with Cameron, and Cameron is a very, very, very good rider.
Yeah.
Very talented. He did some magic with the bike, with no experience with the Moto2, but still struggle. And he's like the top riders in US.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So how do you correct that then?
Just to have a spot in the European Championship Moto2 and bring new riders, just give them 1 year, 2 years over there.
So what would be, if you were going to, do I dare say the word breed, an American force on that side of things, would you say get a 5 year, how would you select that process? You'd have to get a 4-year-old who's good on a pit bike or a motocross bike and go, how does MotoGP, it'd be such a difficult thing.
We look at it in the beginning to find them very young, but I think right now we just need to wait until they are 15, 16 to see the potential.
See, that's quite late, isn't it?
But they change also the age. Remember, you cannot bring anybody here only when he's 18.
Mm.
And I think for a European Championship only when they're 17. So you need to find somebody who is 14, 15, try to support him and try to work with him, build him up, and
get him through
as much as you can. Like we have 2 riders on the British Talent Cup. Juju, he's American. He's from Miami.
Right.
I didn't know that. That's brilliant.
Julian Correa. He's American. He's from
Right.
Miami. And he's doing good. So he's one of the riders that I will look into and see, if he's make the progress and we have a spot and we can place him somewhere in the European Championship.
Yeah.
And the second one is young, he's 14, but he's the first year over here in the talent. He's Joshua Raymond, but he's also is a rookie, first time, never rode in Europe or in UK. He's doing not bad, 10, 11, 15, so it's good. But that's I think the process, just to find them when they're 14, 15, 16, and then try to see if we can work with them.
Do you feel like America is doing enough to create talent in short circuits?
It's a tough question.
It is, yeah.
It certainly improved.
Moto America, it's a good championship, but it's a national championship. There's no category that can prep any rider to come and ride GP bike. So it's not existing. So it doesn't matter how good you are, what you're doing, and how you. It's a completely different bike, completely different chassis. It's not working.
So really, your strategy is to get guys at a position to get them into European Championship, because actually if you don't go through European Championship, you're not actually equipped, are you?
How can you compete Spanish or Italian that riding over here in Europe
on GP bikes?
On GP bikes since they are 12, 13, 14, they know the track, they know every corner. It's impossible. It's like there's no, it's like taking some high schooler from Europe and try to do college football when there's a kids that already, like my son from 9 years old, play football. You cannot compare.
No. Very difficult situation.
Yeah.
Very difficult situation.
Yeah, it's good to get your perspective, I think.
And
that's from it.
And I'm telling you, that's it's not like I'm okay. This is my opinion. That's it. We try.
It's fact, yeah.
We try. I was sure that we bring Cameron and then boom, it's gonna be amazing. He still did really good. Somebody that came from outside of the championship, but still struggling. But then Sean Dylan Kelly, very good, and win the championship super sport in America. He came. It's like the glass ceiling is here, and you see that there is progress, but it's not enough. So he need to be here 3-4 years to see some results. And man, it's,
trying to find that spot to be there for 3 or 4 years is just tough, isn't it? I mean, the demands are.
And you see riders that coming from European Championship, they immediately adapt. They immediately start doing good. Maybe not world champion in the first year, but still manage to be in the group. Yeah, it's a difficult.
It's a slippery uphill fight. That one really is. Really is.
Difficult,
I love it.
Yeah,
and not the problem, but the thing is, the American fans look at it and always criticize us that you call yourself American Racing, but you have a Spanish rider. But okay, but we don't have an American to bring in, so okay. If there is a chance that, in a year or 2 years, we're going to have only Spanish or Italian until we're going to find the next one.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I suppose Joe's come through he was in Red Bull Rookies, wasn't he? He's come through the GP route in Europe, and
like you say, that conditioning was from such a young age of those tracks on them stiff chassis and everything. It's
just different.
He did rookie, and then I think 3 years, and then he went to US. He did 1 or maybe 2 years, like in Super Sport, but immediately he came back and did the European Championship. He finished, I think, 4th. And still, when he came the first year, obviously he rode with NTS machine, not with Kalex, but it's for him also. It took him time to
adjust
But he was in the level. First year he did some point here and there. Second year with us 19, he did 14, 13, 14. So he was there already, but not struggling 24 or 23rd. So
there we are.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I feel like we could sit here all night. I've got millions of questions. Unfortunately, the word budget as well. I've been a right pain in the backside for you. But I feel like we should wrap things up for this evening because you're a busy man and you've got 10 minutes in your mind. I think I'll be curled up in the corner crying. I think it's what would be going through your head would be absolutely incredible. But more importantly, good luck for this weekend.
Thank you.
And my final question: How are you feeling towards Silverstone, MotoGP, then Moto2? Then how are you feeling you're going to get on? How are your results going to fare?
In MotoGP?
Moto2, sorry, in
Moto2?
your team.
I don't know. I need Joe to be on the podium for sure, because we need to catch back the points and get back the second position and then chasing the first.
Yeah.
And I think Marco's maybe top 5, top 6. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we need to just shake the system. It's 4 weeks away. Everybody a little bit slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking good. Let's see.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching. But yet again, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. It's a busy weekend, so yeah, thank you. And thanks to John as well for hooking us up as well. That's great.
Definitely so. But obviously, thank you so much for being on, and we wouldn't be here without OMG Racing, Bennetts, JCT, Truck and Trailer Hire, and obviously our patrons. But yet again, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we'll catch you next time. See you in a bit.
Yeah.